Hello, welcome to Storytime of the Roo Bus, your weekly podcast about honor and the things happening around. We are here with me. I'm unimportant. Pleasure to meet you again. I'm Mitchel, coming back.
He may be unimportant, but he's Mitchel.
Oh, he's very important. I'm Sharla.
I'm Daniel. I'm happy to have you here. I didn't plan this out. I knew you were coming down for Sharla's surprise birthday party this weekend, but I didn't realize you'd be sticking around, so I'm so happy. We've been kind of trolling around Huntsville today and coming back in to record this. Shout out to Ada, who left us some popcorn. We're still eating it, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
I did not know he was coming.
Well, you did not, because it was a surprise for your birthday.
No, I was very shocked, honestly.
Did you have any idea that you were having something like that?
I knew maybe something little was going on, like there might be a few local folks, but I did not know the guest list. That was a shock.
Prison Mike showed up.
Prison Mike.
Oh, yeah. Shout out. His presence is the present.
Yes,
There's another real present, but we'll get by on this one for now.
Mitchell, what have you been up to? We haven't had you on in like a month and a half, something like that. Whenever it was that we were at Okeechobee a while back.
I have been scrambling and getting by. You know, the old hustle, getting my money, getting that bag.
Well, let's give you a plug. You have the, Wednesdays that you stream?
Yeah, every Wednesday night on Facebook, International House of Vinyl. I do from 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. or I'm too drunk. Whichever one arrives first.
Or the Zucker machine cuts you off.
Yeah,
I something.
Yes, I try and specialize by kissing a lot of frogs and finding princes that don't get me zucked, but every so often I'll play something that really surprises me. Like last week I played Arrow and I got zucked for it. And if you don't know who Arrow is, that's completely acceptable because I'm surprised I got zucked for him. He's like Caribbean disco from the 80s. Groove Master is what got me sucked in. I'm flabbergasted.
I would expect nothing less from a recommendation from you. Found the weirdest and most delightful stuff. I was telling Sharla this earlier, but I remember we were riding down to Florida to Okeechobee, and I was trying to take a nap because it was like 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We just went all night, and you were driving, so you were the DJ on the way through Florida, and I would barely be awake, and I would just hear a lot of lyrics like, "Hey, let's go!" That's right. Like all these old funk songs like that. Give me a good recommendation.
For funk?
Yeah, something like that.
I would suggest Uncle Louie. The album Uncle Louie is here. Full Tilt Boogie. Full Tilt!
That is one of them. I definitely remember that.
Hey,
yes.
Say, knock yourself out. You know what it's all about. It's fun stuff. It's fun stuff, y'all.
You were actually playing that in the car, and I took a photo of it.
It's so fun. Uncle Louie is so great. It was, I believe, it was produced by Bootsy Collins from Parliament Funkadelic. He's not on there, but he heard them and was like, "I'll pay for that."
Okay, I'm going to listen to more of that. Did you know also that we're just like a month and a half away now?
I think it's like 52 days.
52?
Wow.
Is it 50? I haven't checked, but you have a dry erase board in your bathroom that
you saw that?
Clued me in that you haven't changed it since yesterday, so I took one down.
Oh, yeah. I forget every few days, it seems like. But yeah, it's sneaking up. It feels like it was just a few days ago that we were joking that it was 69 days to go. Nice. So it's even nicer now, yeah. With a month and a half left, do we have any tips for what people should be doing now?
Definitely making your grocery list for what you're going to have to eat, because it's coming to be the time where you buy the dry goods you eat, not the fresh, but... It like Sharla's been saying, if you buy everything a little bit at a time, it really helps. And now's the time to probably buy, your trail mix.
What are you going to be buying the next couple of weeks? What's on your to-do list? What's on your grocery list?
Booze.
Well, okay. Yeah. Besides that, actual food.
Well, booze is food. It's bread in a can.
It can be.
It's calories and regrets like the rest of them.
No, I mean it gets expensive. So if you buy it now.
Charlotte was making fun of me because I got just a few energy drinks at the store the other day to put in my little bin out there.
You got one Powerade, and you're like, I'm buying stuff for Bonner.
Yeah, Powerade is not an energy drink. Powerade is electrolytes, actually, there's a really good one. Get some Pedialyte, y'all. Just go to the children's section, buy one bottle of Pedialyte. Saturday morning, it's gonna come in clutch. It's gonna be like in that Bridesmaid where she tries the lemon and it's like, God damn, that is refreshing.
I buy it in the pack.
I was about to liquid IV.
Yes,
Go to that section at Walmart and you can find like a lot of different things like lemonade, Gatorade. They
got a generic liquid IV at Walmart now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So is it like $2 for a box of like 8 packs or something like that?
Something like that.
It's called Solid IV.
Oh my god. It only becomes liquid when you sprinkle it in.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, so any other recommendations for what people should be getting now? Maybe not like food, but other supplies and such?
If you don't have Rain-X for your tent, now would be a good time to buy it, because it's not that it rains a lot out there. I mean, every now and then it does, but the early morning dew, because if you think about it, we're all dancing and sweating, and that water's not traveling far, and it just falls right back on us around 5, 6 a.m. when the sun hits it. And if your tent doesn't have some rain X on it, you're going to have a moist time.
You tell me about this like rain of sweat, and now I can't like unthink it.
Well, yeah, no, that's how knowledge works. Once you take the fire, you know, it's why Sisyphus has to push the rock.
Oh my gosh. The Rain-X thing is a good tip. So
it really is.
You kind of spray it on the inside of your tent.
On the outside.
Outside.
Yeah, on the outside. You want a protective outsolation.
Outsolation. Would you maybe also do that on the top of your Easy Up? Would that help at all?
It could, but the dew mostly gathers on the bottom. Like the top wouldn't really help you. So I would give the opposite advice, where you spray the undercarriage of the Easy Up so the dew can't gather.
Ooh, good idea. Yeah. It's always weird. I know that moisture that you're talking about, because we'll come back to the bus and it'll be like 3, 4 a.m. And it's just covered in what I thought was dew.
Oh, it's dewy.
Like, you know, it's that deal where you can like write something on the windows and it's all over. If you left out any paper or anything out in the open, it's
even like
done
the
for.
tables and everything will just be like just moist.
Yeah. So that's one of my tips to anyone. Anything that you have at your campsite, put it under your Easy Up before you go into Sunroof for the day and night.
Put your pillows in your car. Like, legit,
Yeah.
they get so wet if you don't think about them and you leave them out, even in your tent. Because, you know, ambient sweat. It just permeates, y'all.
This leads me into something that I was going to recommend to everybody is sometime in the next month or whatever, before we really start getting to the nitty gritty, is take all of your supplies for your camp out and set it up in the yard just to test everything out.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no weird bugs or anything inside your tent
Yeah.
if you've been stowing it away ever since last year. Make sure that it kind of takes the space that you're thinking about. Because you get a good, ample amount of space in the GA camping section, but it's not like huge. What is it? Roughly the size of your car?
I think it's like a 15 by 15 spot.
I thought it was 20 by 20.
Is it 20 by 20?
I think so.
Well, that sounds luxurious compared to my 15.
Wait, how much space do you get as a member of Red Roo inside of group camping for your own little space?
That's where I pulled that number from.
Okay.
Every 3 people gets us 1 car camping pass and 15 by 15 square feet.
Okay.
And then however many people we have, extrapolated.
So how do you work out where you have like the big common areas with the giant like tent tops for like the beer exchange and stuff?
We figure out where the bottom of the hill is, where the rain could collect, and we do the opposite.
Okay.
So we go to the top of the hill, but we have accidentally put it at the bottom of the hill at least twice, and it's a soggy drunk affair.
The area,
so now we just put people there.
The area you guys used to be in over there next to that one plaza, that barn, that collects a lot of swamp ass water.
Yes, it does. In 2019, Camp Sugar Milk was in that spot, and they did a game, like a trivia game, where they would give you free shots for getting the correct answers, because they had that fence we always had.
Yeah.
Right there, and they literally would have a guy on a megaphone screaming at folks, and I'll never forget it, because Sugar Milk.
Oh my gosh, I missed that whole thing. Any other recommendations you got for people that want to go ahead and start setting things up? Just test it out in the yard?
Test it out in the yard. I mean, just start buying stuff now. I mean,
Yeah.
if you haven't started getting stuff now, you're behind.
Do a practice run of Tetris.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Oh, to
Packing
go ahead and
stuff, yeah.
Just go ahead and do a dry run of packing up your car to make sure you have actually done the physical space like your brain
Right.
thinks it has.
We made that mistake almost when we were going down to Okie, because we came and picked you up in Atlanta and we had to sit there and fight with that for about 10 minutes to get everything squeezed in.
We left Mr. Tiki Man at the house. What is his name?
Oh, he's in my attic now. Brooklyn gave him a name and I can't remember.
Well, he who shall not be named in this podcast.
Well, he's in the attic. He can still make an appearance. I can definitely put him in the bus.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled there because I can cram whatever the heck I want in the back of that. I got like 8 times the size of a trunk or whatever.
Whoop per square feet's off the charts.
Wait, WSF.
WSF. It's the new unit of measurement. Whoop per square feet.
Oh wait, can I take a moment to tell a terrible festival joke?
Please do.
You have so many go-to jokes when we're just out in the store or a bar or whatever. Mine at a festival is like, how many wooks does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
None, because it's already lit, fam.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's my go-to.
My one I will do.
Yes,
Do you
please.
guys know the unspoken dad joke rule?
What's that? That's been your new go-to.
It's so fun.
Wait, can we hear another one of your go-tos before we jump to our guests?
Okay. This one's a little vulgar.
Please.
You're all welcome. Do you know why there's not a whole bunch of baby vampires running around?
What's that?
You have to invite them to come inside.
Oh, God. So this is like this is your transaction at a place like Bonner. You tell a terrible joke, you never know what you're going to get in exchange.
It's my favorite dark currency.
Dark currency. Well, hey guys, we have some guests coming on board here in just a second. We got Blair and Adrian that are going to be having their wedding, and it is fortuitous. Is that how you say that?
Fortuitous.
Fortuitous. We've been trying to bring all these old-timey words back. Well, it's great that you're here because you have a role in that, correct?
I believe I am the minister.
Yes. Do you tell me that you're ordained in how many different...
I practicing right now Southern Baptism and spiritual humanism, but I used to be Satanism, but they actually require you to have the education and take tests and make sure you're devout.
So they take it seriously.
The only ones.
What about the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
It's probably pretty easy, but I don't want to pay any more dues.
They charge?
Everyone does. You have to. I mean, that's how these ordained ministerships work. It's a racket.
Oh my God.
I am paying for a certificate and the right to do what I'm doing, but you don't actually need it. You can have somebody that's not a minister sign it, and the state don't give a shit.
Well, the other thing, and I'll tell this to anybody who's thinking about getting married at Bonnaroo, you can get the legal part of it out of the way at the courthouse and just have the ceremony there.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's really the easiest way to do it, is just to do the legal stuff at the courthouse and
Then anybody
do
can
your
marry
quote
you.
ceremony.
Yeah. I used naval law to marry Kevin and Brittany at the bus a couple of years ago because as the captain of a ship, I can do that. That is within my rights. That's one of the privileges as captain. But anyway, let's jump over to Adrian and Blair and see what's going on with them.
It's a guarantee, right?
All right, welcome back, everybody. We have the two brides on the line. We've got Adrian and Blair. What's going on, guys?
Hi, I think that's the first time we've ever been referred to as brides, and I just got the biggest butterflies.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the case. I mean, maybe we can invent some other words for it. What else could we call you other than brides?
Love struck duo.
Love struck duo, yes.
Betrothed.
Yes. Okay, we're going to keep coming up with different words to phrase this or whatever. We are very lucky that Mitchel is here with us today.
I believe that I am going to be helping that matrimony we mentioned earlier be happening.
It's okay. Maybe we can do a little wedding planning while we're all here.
Do y'all want any kind of outfit? We need to talk about that. For me, because I renewed somebody's vows dressed as a stormtrooper Elvis one time. And as long as you let me know what kind of costuming you need, otherwise I'll just be floral.
I do love floral. I also can't get the image of dad being out of my head because you said you refer to yourself as dad a lot, and now I just imagine like the stereotypical Midwestern dad. But
my pants are at my belly button as we speak.
So we gotta get you. We've got to get you some grass-stained New Balances.
Oh God! Yes. Oh man. All right.
A Bass Pro Shops hat.
I already have the mustache, but I'll make sure it's mustouchier.
I love it. So if you show up floral, colorful, beautiful, I've seen some of your outfits and they are on point. You show up as a dad. That would also.
I got you. Jesus died on the cross so I could drip on fools.
Adrian and Blair, tell us, how has planning been coming along? It's been about 2 or 3 months since we spoke to you last. Have you got any updates for us? What are we thinking?
It's going great. Honestly, it kind of, those first few couple of months were very fast. A lot of the planning kind of fell into place. So now, Blair has her outfit. I go dress shopping next week to get my outfit. Hopefully, I'm kind of a last minute shopper. So it might happen in May, it might happen in June. I don't know.
Now wait, are we going to do the thing where neither of you know about the other dress until we get there? Like you're not going to let each other see it?
Well, that was the plan.
Well, Blair and I are really, really bad with keeping things from each other. Like when birthday gifts or Christmas gifts or anything for each other, if they're a month early, you're going to be getting your gift a month early. Like,
my gifts, and it's literally I'm like a petulant child where I'm like, I got you a thing.
Yeah,
I have to just give it to them.
Yes, it's like happy birthday in February. And you're like, thanks.
I knew you'd love this, and I couldn't tell myself no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the original plan, but that didn't happen. Blair showed me. I think she maybe made it like 2 days.
No, it was as soon as I got home.
Was
I
it?
called you on the way out. I'm so excited. I'm gonna show you as soon as I get home. And I showed her. But maybe it'll still be kind of a secret because I won't show you the alterations. Because it's gonna look kind of different after it's altered. And I'll get that done in a couple of weeks. So maybe I'll keep that a secret.
Okay.
Till the day out. But you know
can-
the colors, which is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I had to know the colors, yes.
Okay, so we've got the dresses almost out of the way. What else have we got to plan? Are we going to have any, like a wedding party, or is there going to be a flower girl? What are we thinking with that?
That'd be so cute. Well, my little sister, well, she's not, I always say my little sister, but she's a grown ass woman.
They don't stop being little in your brain.
Yeah.
She'll always be my little sister. I asked her to be my maid of honor,
Nice.
Bonnaroo, and I'm so excited because she's only ever been to one other festival, and that was Dance Festopia here in Kansas City. And so this will be her first, like, really big camping festival, and I'm so grateful that we get to celebrate our special day with my sister.
Yeah.
She's the best.
But that's the only party that we have coming. My mom wanted to try to make it, but she just cannot survive a festival as big as Bonnaroo without like proper accommodations.
Yeah.
So she's not fine. So yeah, we just have the one person coming with us, Jenna,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
We do plan on having a like celebration of our marriage later on, like in a year here in Kansas City.
Yeah. I like that trend. A lot of people have been doing that. They have some type of private ceremony that's maybe super small just for themselves and some friends, but then they have like the big party a couple months after the fact for everybody. I think that's a good idea. If Sharla and I had it to do over again, I think we would have done something like that, right?
That's cool. I love it.
So I think it's amazing that you're having it at Bonner, and we're very happy to be your host and everything, but you're having it for yourselves. It's the type of thing that you guys wanted specifically. Your wedding is for you. It shouldn't be for all the people that are attending. It should be for yourselves.
Absolutely. And Bonner is just a place where you just can just be sitting on the floor in a random spot at Roo and just feel like there's so much love around you, and it's just so positive and happy, and it's like, what better place to get married than there?
It's a perfect little slice of heaven.
If you're getting married there, then you've got an instant honeymoon right in front of you right afterwards.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of which, who are you guys looking forward to seeing?
Oh, honestly, okay, whenever I heard that y'all were having flip turn at the Roo
Oh, yeah.
party, I flipped my shit, pun intended.
She turned that shit.
So I'm honestly really excited for them. I had never heard of them until Roo. I discovered a lot of indie bands on the playlist that I'd never heard of before.
Give me some examples. What are some you're excited for?
Pigeons Playing Ping Pong, they're going to be there, right?
Yes.
I heard of them like the very first year we went to Bonnaroo. It was on that playlist, but I never got to see them. So this is my like redemption. I'm going to see them this time because I think they're really good and funky.
They're a fantastic, fun party band too. We had Greg on the podcast, about 2 years ago now? He's really funny. He was telling some like weird backstage stories about the past couple of times that they've been, and I think that shows on stage too. They're one of those kind of bands that don't just come up there and go through a set list. They come up there with the intent of throwing a party, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and so Pussifier and Tool, I've learned recently that the singers of the band, the lead singer, is the same person.
Maynard, right?
Yeah, Maynard.
So I thought that was cool, and I want to see both of them. I thought that was really interesting, and I want to see both bands because I want to see how they differ.
So this is where I will defer to Mitchel's musical knowledge. How do those two acts differ?
One is math metal, and the other is pop metal. Is how I would describe Pacifier. Is that
Pop metal?
It's It is definitely metal catered to the common person as opposed to just and Tool's not really. Tool is metal, but it's prog. It's very complex prog. The same, but this is like talking to somebody that likes Fish and telling them what genre it is. There's a lot of opinions. If you ask somebody that's actually in Tool, they're like, no, there's a God.
So I have no great knowledge on Tool. Like I've listened to a good bit of it, but I'm not like fanatical or anything. It's really talented. I really think like one of my biggest predictions for this Bonnaroo is that a lot of people who aren't that familiar with Tool are going to come away blown away with melted faces that night. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. It's Saturday night? Yes. Saturday night is Tool. Yes.
There's a ludicrous amount of math that goes into their music.
Well, he's there as well.
Shit. Like, it blows me away how complex some Tool songs are. If you look at them as like the graph of how the song plays out, it's just fractions. It's fractional music, and it's crazy. It's like Polyphia, if anybody out there does that.
I learned something new then. Blair, what are some Tool songs that you've been listening to that you dug?
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I'm really bad at names. I'm sorry.
All right, so
if you ask me to name things, it's not going to happen.
They're pretty new to me. I didn't ever listen to them until I saw them on the lineup. I know that's probably really embarrassing. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Christmas, just enjoy your presents.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't think anybody should have any shame for not having familiarity with like a big act like that. No. I mean, when you have such a big menu of different things that you can be listening to, it's not really possible for everybody to have like an intimate knowledge of every act. Yeah. That's kind of the purpose of going to a festival like this, is you come to love new things that you wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Plus, we're in the platinum age of media, and there is gold being shit out by corporations in all directions every week. I mean, think about how many like TV shows you've seen in the past 2 years that are just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's very true. Any other acts that you're looking forward to seeing?
What about you, Adrian?
There's a couple. Fletcher is a queer artist, and she is kind of up and coming. I feel like she was mostly like YouTube. But yeah, Fletcher, and then who else? I was just looking at. Oh, Ravenscoon. I actually just saw them at Wobblelands in San Francisco in January, and they're an EDM act, and they're pretty hard. I feel like that they had a great set, so I can't wait to see them again at something a little bigger.
That would be cool. Will be a mosh pit?
Yeah.
I love mosh pits.
Yeah, I would say.
One of the mosh pit, 100 Gex literally got their mic cut at Coachella because they moshed too much.
Oh my gosh, I'm afraid of that set. I'm just gonna tell you, like 100 Gex, like I still don't get it, but I get why people do get it, if that makes any sense.
Someone described it as, was it maybe you? Like it's someone screaming at me through a video game system I don't know how to play.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go just to witness the anarchy for myself, at least for a few songs. I want to see what this is all about. Do you guys got anything like that you're looking forward to, where it's just like, this isn't my thing, but I just want to go experience this?
Okay, the Chicks.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect answer to that question.
Perfect answer.
Yeah. I'm not, country isn't really my thing, but I have to see the Chicks. They're right?
The funny thing about the Chicks is, like, I think after what happened to them in the late 90s and early 2000s, they kind of diverged away from being mainstream country. Now you can kind of put them in the same category as like Springsteen or something like that, where it's like more rootsy Americana than country music.
Okay.
They haven't really done country since, like I said, the late 90s when the first album or so was out.
Well, we actually saw the Chicks.
Yeah, Sharla and I did.
Like 3 or 4 years ago. And I was still pretty surprised at their crowd.
Yeah.
Still a little
country.
Okay, I'm still a little disappointed in their crowd.
Okay, that's okay to say. Yeah.
Well, Bonnaroo will have a good influence on
exactly.
A good cornucopia of people.
I'll try to. I think I got a good way of putting this. What Charles is trying to say. the crowd at the Dixie Chick show was more Broadway than East Nashville.
Exactly.
If that makes any sense to anybody that's
I'm
been to
hoping
Nashville.
that they will go a little harder at Bonnaroo than they did in downtown Nashville.
Why would they not?
I also want to point out with the Chicks, anything Rick Rubin produces is fucking fire. And he produced their last 2 albums.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow,
Rick, I mean, the dude that brought us System of a Down and Johnny Cash's Hurt is like, you know what? The Chicks need some money.
Well, you know, it's funny because when they announced the Chicks were on the lineup, everybody was like, oh, ew. But, you know, we're all going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, Earl.
What I
We're
want
all
is
gonna be there.
Sin Wagon. If y'all haven't heard
Yes.
Sin Wagon, that is such
I had that album.
Oh, it's so
I had that album
good.
growing
Fly,
up, and I
right?
played it
Yeah.
all the time.
So,
Fly away.
On a
Sin Wagon.
so Charlotte, what you were talking about, like people were being skeptical of the Chicks being on the lineup. I think they were skeptical of them potentially being a headliner. Once everybody realized they were a sub-headliner, they're like, oh, hell yeah, that makes perfect sense. Kind of like having Sheryl Crow as a sub-headliner a few years ago.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Were you guys at that Sheryl Crow show? What was it, back in 17, 18? I think so.
No, we went in 18 because I wasn't graduated yet.
It was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
18. Yeah, but obviously, I said this in the last podcast recording too. I'm most excited for Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Oh, who is it?
Yeah, of course.
She's literally you're going to Bonnaroo and decided to get married at Bonnaroo because we saw her on the lineup and we were like, God, Stevie Nicks. We can't miss that. So thank you, Stevie.
The American Horror Story with her.
No, but I saw some bits and pieces of it. What was her role in
I
that?
did.
So there was this up and coming witch, and literally the head witch was like, oh, you like Stevie Nicks? Well, she's part of the coven, girl.
Oh wait, so she was just
Coven.
herself.
She was literally Stevie Nicks. She was playing
Oh,
Stevie
that
Nicks
shit.
in American Horror Story. And then she showed up for 2 seasons too, because they had the Apocalypse one that was the same. It was the witches, but after the end of the times, like 3 seasons later.
I didn't watch the second one then. I watched the first one.
It was second one was a fucking trip. It was so weird.
So
Yeah.
I got this thing. When it's time for like a movie that I'm excited about to come out, I avoid spoilers. I stop watching trailers and stuff like that. So in the same way, we're kind of crossing the threshold where I'm not looking at set lists for artists that are going to be playing Bonnaroo. So I don't know what Stevie is going to be playing.
Right.
Is she going to be playing a lot of old Fleetwood songs, her own solo stuff? I don't know. I imagine it's a mix, right?
Yeah, I love them all, so I hope so.
We'd all be happy.
Surely there's going to be at least a few Fleetwood songs, but are her and some of the ex-members on the outs now? Who was it that left the band? It was...
They all wanted the same amount. Like, literally, the reason the band broke up, from my understanding, is every single member wanted headliner money.
Yeah.
Like, not even like you buy the band. No. Frank in the back wants $1 million too.
Oh, now I remember. It was Lindsey Buckingham that's no longer in the band. And some of their songs were co-written or they trade verses. So that could be interesting.
Buckingham Nicks, if you haven't listened to that album, fucking fantastic.
Okay.
Just the two of them. It's solo apart from Fleetwood Mac. I hope she plays some songs off of that, but obviously this conversation we just had makes me think that won't be happening.
Maybe.
But it's good. They never repressed it too, so like it's worth stupid amounts of money.
Okay. So, long way of saying, yes, we are going to be with you guys at that Stevie Nicks show on Sunday
That's a long
night.
way of saying that.
Yeah. We get on tangents like that sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
So, how are you guys feeling about things being just a month and a half away? Have you got everything ready? You got more things to get, more supplies, more planning? How are you feeling about it?
So my biggest focus right now is finishing my tattoo sleeve. It's almost done.
Oh, she's showing us this on video right now, and it's amazing.
It's almost done. I just have to finish the shading, and then the inside gaps that I have will be done after the wedding. So my focus right now is finishing the outside. And so if anybody comes to the wedding, you'll be able to see my sick, freshly tatted sleeve.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can see it on video, y'all, and that's going to look amazing once you get it done. Oh my gosh.
I also love your rainbow sherbet top. Yes.
But, oh, me? That is fantastic.
For me. Yeah. What else? Other than that,
I'm the planner. I'm the organizer. I literally do everything. She just shows up. So
That's not true. I bring a lot to the table.
So we kind of had to replace a lot of like camping stuff. So we're just going like month by month, just replacing odds and ends, and then probably next month we'll do our big unpack and then repack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier, how it's not a bad idea to take everything out and go ahead and do a test setup in the backyard or whatever, just to make sure the bugs haven't eaten anything or nothing crazy happened.
Right. But last time we used it was Dance Fest, and that was in September. So need to make sure everything is good to go.
How far of a drive is it down to Manchester from Kansas City?
8.5.
Okay, not terrible. Do you have any stops on your route? That's kind of like your go-to places, your favorite places to stop?
Not really. We just kind of go until we run out of gas, and we
Fill up.
then we fill up. Yeah, we're staying in Murfreesboro just overnight on Tuesday, and then we enter on Wednesday. So that's what we did when we went to Bonnaroo last time, and it worked out.
So
We got stuck.
Shout out to Kyle the Bonnaroovian. He's over there in Murfreesboro to give you guys some recommendations of things to see that Tuesday night.
Yes, yeah, because we're going to leave early, so we're going to be getting in there probably around 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty happening town these days. There's a lot to do over there. And did they call it the borough? I think I've heard that thrown around.
I don't know. I know it's a college town. So.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, MTSU is there in Murfreesboro. And they made the NCAA basketball tournament a couple of years ago, so it was fun. A lot of Bonnaroovians were pulling for them because it's like kind of a hometown college for Bonnaroo.
Yeah. Right. That's awesome.
But yeah, look, hey guys, we're so looking forward to hosting this. I'm happy that we got everybody involved on the ceremony on today. So we're thinking, what day are we looking at for the wedding again?
June 16th, around sunset.
Nice. So yeah, I think we will have to take a look. I think the schedule is going to be out in the next week or so. So we'll take a look at that, make sure you guys don't miss anything. So the 16th is, I'm pulling up the calendar now. That's that Thursday. Yeah. So yes, I will have to regroup with you guys once the schedule is out. Then I think we can nail down a time, right?
Yes. Yeah, we definitely don't want anyone to miss anyone that they can see. So we just want it to be, at least day one, so then we're not looking rough.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, one last question for you. Do you have any requests of everyone who will be coming to attend and witness this wedding? Any particular, like, do we want to do bubbles or anything like that? Want to be pelted with bird seeds?
I already have it in my Amazon cart. I'm getting a bunch of bubbles, and I was going to get a bunch of rainbow fans to give out to people.
Yes, perfect.
Thought that would be cute.
Yeah, we just asked, like, keep it environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
We don't want you guys glitter and seed to throw. If they want to bring their own bubbles, bubble guns, rainbow things, if it's unique, we're all for it.
If you have a lot of bubbles like that, have some of those like crazy laser displays pointed up in the sky and let them like pass through the bubbles. It looks super trippy.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you something. I got a little laser machine I keep in the back of the bus. I got you.
I have a bubble gun. So.
Well, guys, I'm so happy we were able to have you on today. I can't wait till we actually do this on the Thursday of Roo. We got a lot to do in the next month or so, but we got this. Oh, are we going to have you on top of the bus? Or are you going to climb up to the very top?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we got this.
We're back, and I have to warn everybody. Sharla and Mitchel have been slapping the bag a lot here for the past half hour. Wait, put that up to the microphone. Give it a good slap.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was your mom.
All right, here we go. You can't see this, but visualize in your mind. Wow, that was a really good chug. Charles, do you want one too?
No, I already have one. No, maybe I should do another one.
It doesn't sound like a good idea, but it's certainly not a bad one.
Oh, okay.
So this is legit. Like Mitchell brought in like the big bag for Charles' birthday. All right, give me a hit of that.
Yeah,
All right.
boy.
I said I was stopping drinking today, but here we go.
It's Costco wine,
Ooh.
y'all. We're engaging in cab savagery.
Kirkland.
You're right. It's Kirkland brand.
Oh, wait.
You have a drinking problem? Because we have a drinking solution.
We have real picks here in a minute, but can you give us that as a pick? You were telling us about Costco being your go-to place for a lot of Bonnaroo supplies, right?
Do you remember the first time you entered Target and you thought how awful Walmart was in reflection?
Yes.
May I suggest Costco to your Sam's Club?
Yeah.
You show up and you realize how good you could have it for the same price.
I went into the Huntsville Costco with you, like 2 months ago or whatever. You walk in like you own the damn place. You know
'Cause I got a card.
You know exactly where to go. You walk by the Kirkland's wine, you're just like, yoink.
Yeah.
Walk by like a big thing of what was it, PBR, Miller Lite or something?
Yeah, so you get 36 fucking PBRs for $25 plus tax?
Whoa.
That's stupid cheap. I did the math, and every time I buy one of those, I save $6 compared to Kroger, which, y'all, I do a lot of drunk math.
Less than $1.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, speaking of drunk math, didn't you tell me that the liquor store that is attached to a Costco, you don't have to have a membership for that?
That is correct. You do not need a membership to shop at the liquor store at Costco. You just need an ID, and depending upon your state's laws, you might need a membership, but from my understanding, in Georgia and Alabama, you don't need a membership because of the way that liquor laws work.
Ooh, but how about Tennessee? We need to do our homework for that one.
That's a great question.
We will get back.
Yeah.
We will get back with everyone on that. That is a very important piece of information to know. Yes.
That's good to know for Bonnaroo.
Sharla, speaking of important information, I think you got a couple of reminders for us about different things.
Let me pull up my phone because
Yeah.
you wrote it down.
She's had a couple of the baggy drinks. The first one was the contest.
One was our contest.
Yes.
We are teaming up with Bonnaroo to give away 2
General admission
passes to Bonnaroo.
Yes.
And all you have to do is send us an email with a voice recording telling us who you want to bring to Bonnaroo with you.
Yeah.
Or who you would bring for the first time.
This isn't in the rules, but we are hoping that these tickets will go to someone who has never been.
Yes, so send us a voice recording telling us who you want to bring to Bonnaroo with you. 5 minutes or less. Our email address is therealroobus@gmail.com. So just send us some kind of voice recording because we want to play it on the podcast.
Yes.
Make sure you get that out there. The deadline to enter is April the 30th, the last day of April. So you only have a few days left really to get that in there. So definitely get that in there. We don't have very many entries, so that means you have a really great chance of winning these 2 tickets.
Now, let's be straight up. How many entries have we gotten so far?
I'm not going to say,
You're not?
but I'm going to say it's not a lot. So that means you have a very, 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 very good chance of winning 2 free tickets to Bonnaroo.
I'm going to do the drunk math, and based off the number of varies, it's less than 20.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely less than 20. Yeah.
So I want everybody to put that on your to-do list for this week.
Please enter this contest. Send us a voice memo. Open up your voice memo in your phone. Send us a voice memo of who you would bring to Bonnaroo, who's never been to Bonnaroo, who you'd bring with you for the first time. Send us some kind of Bonnaroo story in a voice memo.
Yes.
Send it to therealroobus@gmail.com.
So I double-checked the calendar. The deadline will be this Saturday, the 30th. So it will be on next week's episode. We will put our favorites, pick 4 at most, and we will put a poll out there and let everyone decide their favorite. Mm-hmm. And whoever wins that poll will win the tickets.
Yes.
So we will know that in 2 weeks,
yes.
I suppose. We'll play those on the episode next week. And then on the 9th or 10th, we will let everybody know who won.
Yes.
Sounds good?
Sounds perfect.
Yes.
It's rigged. I've already entered. I'm kidding.
No.
Hey,
You could enter for somebody.
I'm going to punish you for your foolishness.
That's fine.
No, let me speak up.
Yes.
Even if you already have tickets, you can enter for somebody. You can say, I want to bring so-and-so with me.
Yes, very good point. Mm-hmm. Anything else on the contest front?
No, that's it for the
Okay.
contest.
All right.
Punish me, Daddy.
All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get you back for your foolishness. I'm going to let you read off the Patreon list.
Ooh.
Oh, I can
Yes,
do
yes.
that.
No,
I can do
I
that.
do it every week, so
It's somebody
good luck
else's
pronouncing
turn.
these names.
Oh, I
I'm
can't
going to let him
wait.
do it.
Y'all, I'm going to apply my most southern accent.
All right,
Let's get
so
it in here.
Everyone knows the deal with the Patreon. 80% is going to go to the Bonnaroo Works Fund. The remaining 20%, I have learned, is going to buy everybody a bunch of goodies at our Wednesday show. That's what our Patreons have decided on. So
Yes.
I need to get with you, actually, because I want to find a good place to get like things like wristbands or koozies. and
I got you on the
stickers.
koozies. I make them for IHOV.
Perfect. All right.
Perfect.
Me and you got some business to attend to later. That's where that would go to. But do you want to read off this list?
Oh,
and
you already
thank
signed me
everyone?
up. I'm going to.
Oh, yeah. Here we
And
go.
and in honor of Sharla, I'm putting my southern on.
Oh, here we go.
We have Nick Wagalia. We have Maddie McCracken. How do I scroll?
2 fingers.
2 finger. Should have known.
Yes.
Carrie Yates, Sean McCain, Mick Ferg, Bruce Butler, Andrew Julian, William Hoper, John Howard, Captain Dan, Lucy Young, Benjamin Wells, Ross McNamara, Kent Summers, Michael Roberts, Randy Z with a Z, Joshua Wenzel, Madison
Hudzinko.
Hudzinko. Madison, I need to meet you. Scott Hurst, Greg, Eric Abel, Kristen Straub, Natalie Gauthier, Beyond the Hypnotic Jace, Evan Brown, Jay Sanders, Chloe Hanan, and last but certainly not least, Sean McCarthy.
Yes. I've been able to talk to some of these people on the phone the past couple of weeks, and I'm dying to talk to you. If you're one of the Patreons and you haven't got my message, hit me up. I'll send you my cell phone number. And there's a lot of people I want to touch base with. And then next month and a half,
Yes.
month and 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
52 days, I think.
There's a few people on there I don't think we've ever talked to, so definitely hit us up.
Yeah, if
we will give you our personal cell phone numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't talk to you by then, you have to come to the bus and come hang out with us too.
Of course.
Hey, we're getting close enough where I can start talking about this. I do want people to come by the bus and come hang with us. We're usually going to be hanging out in the canopy next to the bus around like 10. When you wake up in the morning, be there
10
till about
till
2 o'clock.
2, yeah. It's
Around-
a perfect time.
Yeah, and we will be at the group plaza next to Mitchell and all the Red Roo friends.
That's me.
That's him. Yeah, so please make a point to come and see us. Obviously, we want you to come to the Wednesday party, but if you can't make it, if you're getting later, or if you want to come by on another time, around 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we'll probably be in the canopy outside the Roo Bus. After that, we'll be in Sinru. Come find us in there. That's
Look
the
for
best
Ricky.
part.
Look for Ricky,
Yeah. Guys, do you have any weekly picks for this week?
I believe me and Sharla have a joint suggestion for y'all this week.
You had a joint suggestion the other night.
I have lots of those. If you're raw dog in reality, you're doing it wrong.
What you guys got?
Okay, we've talked about this before. I think I mentioned it one time before. Righteous Gemstone.
It is so fucking funny.
I've got to dig in on this.
You saved that hot piss for my chest.
Did you, Sharla? You binged the whole thing while I was
did,
traveling.
yeah.
3 days for me. I literally, over 3 days, I
did it
watched
in like
both
a week.
seasons.
Yeah, but yeah, it's oh my gosh, it's the most bingeable show.
It's so funny.
Will you rewatch it?
Danny
so I can watch
McBride
it?
wrote the
Yeah.
whole thing. It is funny. Like Eastbound and Down, Danny McBride.
Yeah.
Those guys showing up with those fucking Goliath slingshots were...
I think the first season is funnier, but what's his face makes the second season.
Eric Andre is
makes
a
the
super
second
preacher. And when I say super preacher, the image your brain conjured is super preacher.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. You gotta watch it.
The Jonas Brother.
What?
Exactly. Not the Jonas
Truthfully-
Brothers. The Jonas Brother.
Truthfully, John Goodman makes the whole show.
He really does.
Well, he's been a great comedy actor for years. He just hasn't
yeah.
done as much lately.
Yeah.
He in my brain, he is literally channeling the same character he was in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, the Cyclops. He is being the Cyclops running a church.
Exactly.
I don't get
So
it, big
That's
Dan.
the way to put it.
He's a dapper Dan man.
Yes, now I remember what you're talking about. Where he grabs the tree branch off.
Yeah, when he beats the shit out of George
I don't get it, Big
Clooney.
Dan.
Huh? What's that?
I don't get it, Big Dan.
Oh, yeah, I know. Was that the pick from both of you guys? Is there any
I got
more?
another pick.
Okay, go for it.
All right, Russian Doll season 2.
Have you ever watched the first season of Russian Doll?
Oh, I love it. She is so pretty.
Oh, she is.
She's not into us men, but she's so pretty.
I love Natasha Lyonne.
She is so pretty.
Now, for people that didn't know, she was like one of the main actors on Orange is the New Black.
Well,
right?
yeah, but when I was a teenager, she was in like a lot of like.
Wet Hot American Summer.
She was in
Oh, yeah.
Slums of Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like a lot of like weird stuff that nobody else had ever heard of, and like.
She's an American Pie.
Really?
Is she?
She is.
See, I was not really big into that, but.
She's in the first American Pie. She's the best friend that, is best friends to Flute Pussy.
You know, I've never seen any of those movies.
I was not big into that.
It's funny and good at the time. And that's the best compliment I can give.
Has it not aged well?
It didn't age bad. It just didn't age. It's the same goddamn point in time.
Well, she was in Slums of Beverly Hills, which is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
So Russian Doll.
Russian Doll.
I think we should spoil too much for people that haven't seen the first season, but it's a great sci-fi spin on kind of like a New Yorker story.
Lady Groundhog Day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a very, very, very.
And it doesn't give away a lot
very,
either. Mm-hmm.
The rules are a little different.
But Lady Groundhog Day.
Very good. Like a female version of if you've seen that Master of None by Aziz.
Oh yeah.
It's a similar vibe.
Very similar vibe
Kind
as
of
that.
a quirky New York atmosphere, you know.
Quirky New York 30s.
Yeah. For those of you listening in your 30s, you will probably understand from those type of shows. Like, this is me. Yes.
Yes.
I too am a pile of mistakes.
Oh, no. I like how season 2 of Russian Doll, it's a different approach.
I haven't seen
to the
anything.
same.
I haven't seen anything.
I know. I'm being very careful about what I
won't give
say.
anything away, but it is season 2. I'm more of a fan of season 1 than season 2 so far, but I've only watched 2 episodes.
Well, it doesn't pull the same trick. A similar trick, but not the
very
same
different.
trick.
Oh yeah, at the end, how do you go back in the loop after that?
Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to spoil.
I know.
Yeah.
I have another suggestion as well.
Yes, please.
I'm going to go ahead and say something for Bonnaroo. Y'all, motherfucking Billy Strings.
Oh, he has been singing his praises for months.
If you don't like bluegrass, you will. Listen to Home by Billy Strings, and I don't say this lightly. If Tosh Sultana did bluegrass, it would sound like Home.
Wait, Home is the album?
Home is the song.
It's a song.
It's on his second album, which I see in my brain. It's after Tinfoil and Turmoil and Renewal, and my brain's just not pulling it up. But his 2019 album, song 1 on side 2 of the vinyl is Home. It's a 7-minute song, and I really want to repeat. I don't say this lightly. If Tosh Sultana did bluegrass, it would sound like this. Maybe I could slip away. Maybe I could find a day. Maybe I should leave my home.
Ooh.
That's so good.
Man, it's deep.
It's good.
So I got a question about the Billy Strings show. He is kind of a jam band bluegrass musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can't possibly give him just like the hour and 15-minute slot. They've got to give him a longer slot.
He better have fucking 3 hours, and he will play until they cut him off.
I hope so. We're going to find out, I think, in the next week or so. I think we're finally due for the schedule to come out. And, he's one of those artists where I'm going to be disappointed if he gets just like the standard hour and change slot.
Him and Orville Peck are the only 2 people I did the Red Rocks math for. Because Orville Peck had the big gay rodeo with YOLO, with John Waters hosting the damn thing at Red Rocks. And Billy Strings was 2 weeks after. And I was like, okay, if I don't eat... I can go and witness.
Music can be your sustenance.
I mean, it fills me up.
Ooh. But yeah, they've got to do that. We are going to find out soon, I think. Where would you ideally put him, and how long would you give him?
10 p.m., 2 hours.
On the which stage, maybe?
What?
What?
He better be on what? We need to hear it when you're shitting in the porta potties out in the boons.
Well, that's the problem with like an act that's a little bit more low key, that isn't like the booming EDM or whatever. Where do you put that? Because it's possible that you're going to have sound bleed from some other stage that is the booming show.
I have something to connect with this. My very first Bonnaroo, I went to go see MIA. And she was fucking excellent. And then Mastodon started playing 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
And
you couldn't hear it.
Jazz metal kind of bleeds into everything else. And I'll never forget, she was like, those motherfuckers are going real hard over there. We just gotta go harder. But it was too late.
I love
jazz
her.
metal.
I'm jealous. I've always wanted to see her live.
Right?
She has such a great story.
Bucky Dungun.
Yeah.
She's just mom now. That's like her whole career is. And she's like, I can't wait for my kid to get old enough and know how fucking sexy I am.
Oh, no, she is mom in a lot of good ways. Let's put it that way.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she can mommy me.
Ooh. So I have 2 picks for you guys. First is one of the most incredible movies I have ever seen. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Sharla and I went.
See that?
Yes, we went this past Tuesday because Tuesday is like a $5 discount day at the theater just up the road from us. And I purposefully didn't read a lot about it. I knew I'm going to be careful what I say here too. It has a very sci-fi concept. And I didn't want to know anything more than the fact that it was an A24 movie. It has Michelle Yeoh. It has a cool sci-fi thing. And the guy that played Short Round in Indiana Jones is one of the main actors.
You just gave so much away.
No, that is nothing. That is nothing. That gives away like 2% of the movie.
My favorite, Interdimensional, which they used in the early trailers, but not in the later ones because they didn't want to give stuff away. And it doesn't give anything away.
Yeah.
It just makes it sweeter.
Yes. Prepare to be blown away by this movie. And it isn't just because it's like a cool sci-fi action movie. Holy crap, some of it will like really beat your brain. There's some deep stuff there about like family relationships and such and what it means to have like a destiny.
You should not refer to him as Short Round. You should refer to him as his real name, Kang Kwan.
Sorry, I couldn't remember. And it shows because he was a stunt coordinator for a very long time. And
yes. And I have been following his career for like 30 plus years. He's been a stunt coordinator.
Yes. And he did a fantastic job doing his own
fabulous.
stunts in this
Yes.
movie. Yes. So, yes, can't recommend that enough. And I had a second recommendation, but you gave me some wine and now I've forgotten.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It'll hit me and I will have it for next week, I suppose.
It's in his recesses. Don't worry.
Ooh.
Kang Kwan is a fantastic actor.
Yes. It's cool that he's back doing that
He's
again
Vietnamese.
now. Vietnamese, yes. I read an interview with him. He kind of purposely stopped looking for acting gigs for a very long time. But then he saw Crazy Rich Asians. And then he realized, oh, yes, I should do this more. And now he is in probably the coolest movie I've seen in many years. So please go see that movie. And I totally recommend seeing it at the
The movie
theater.
had a very Scott Pilgrim vibe.
Oh.
Same kind of energy.
Same kind of energy. So if you like Scott Pilgrim, go see this movie. You will love it.
It was deep and emotional, but also like really funny in a lot of
You will
parts.
absolutely
I could tell
fall
it was a
out the
comedy
door.
on it.
Yeah.
Like, this was a fantastic movie. So I do have one more slight recommendation.
Yeah, go for
But I
it.
don't know if it's really a recommendation. I just something to throw in.
Throw it.
All right, so we have actually, the Roo Bus has actually started an Amazon store.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, it's not really, I never want to monetize the bus. That's why 80% of our stuff does go to the Bonnaroo Works Fund and 20% goes to
Goodies to give out to
goodies to
everybody.
give out to everybody.
Yeah.
So the Amazon store is literally to get gas money for the bus.
Yeah, I don't know if you've
because
seen, but diesel is about $5 right now.
Diesel is $5 a gallon.
I'm fully expecting to spend $150 to fill the tank up to go into
So
Manchester.
if you are buying your Bonnaroo supplies through Amazon, hit the link up. The link is in our Instagram bio. It's in our Twitter bio. Definitely hit up that Amazon link. We literally make like a penny to $1 or something like that. But you know, that penny would help that little bit of diesel right there.
I mean, I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, for that little tiny bit of diesel right there. So that's all.
Can I throw in a fuck Putin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Like, we were having our second trial of normalcy after COVID, and this motherfucker.
I expect that we're going to see a lot of totems with that kind of reference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Putin on the Ritz is going
Putting on the wrist. Oh, gosh. Mitchell, any last things from you?
Oh, okay. So I have a recommendation.
Yes, please.
This is for the weirdos out there. If you ever see yourself alone and wanting to vibe, may I suggest Cocteau Twins, Garland. And it is Guilt as an album. And it is beautiful. And I want to say real quick that you die 3 times in your life. Biologically, the last time someone says your name out loud, and when the last time someone thinks about you. And statistically, most of us die in the rosary.
Thanks for radiating that positivity.
Hey, y'all, go out and tell a joke after.
Okay. Mitchell recommended Cocteau Twins the last time he was here. Y'all need to look them up.
It keeps coming up on my recommendations now.
It's called shoegaze because they gazed at their shoes on all those repeater pedals.
And they're like, what, from the 80s?
I think their first album was 79 and their last album was 98.
But it sounds like something from today.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It's so good. I love Cocteau Twins.
Are they touring?
I hope, but I doubt.
But their new stuff sounds like Anya, Inya.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they got softer. Like they got
no.
commercial success on Heaven in Las Vegas, but Garland's is where it's at, y'all. It is so.
Look, I got a
good.
recommendation.
Yes.
If y'all looking for music, talk to Mitchell.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I kiss frogs every week, so I can tell you where princes are.
I feel like you should almost like teach a class at Bonnaroo.
Look,
Someone told me last week that my ideal career would be hosting a children's show, and I'm not offended. I can see myself being a Mr. Rogers, like, hey there, y'all. Welcome to my neighborhood.
I feel like it would be more of like that revival of Pee-wee's Playhouse, where it's got all the kid tone, but it's really for
Less
older
touching
kids.
myself, too.
Oh,
Sorry,
I saw a
Pee-wee.
guy at the Comic Con dressed up as Pee-wee.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like we've moved past the theater incident.
I think so, but also like...
Shout out to Danny Elfman, by the way.
Oh my God, can we talk about that for
That
a
was
second?
such a good
His
show.
Coachella show?
And people are like, who's this
Yeah.
motherfucker? And I'm sorry, that's the man that wrote Pee-wee's Playhouse. That's the man that did Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Simpsons?
The Simpsons. And he wrote that in his car on the way to the fucking meeting.
The
Simpsons.
Simpsons. He did like a rock version of that at Coachella. I mean, it was, you know, Batman, Spider-Man.
If you ever want to see something incredible, the very first time Danny Elfman performed publicly on TV was on The Gong Show. 1976, The Mystic Nights of the Oingo Boingo, and it is
Oingo
a goddamn cluster cuss of cocaine.
He played some of their songs at his Coachella set.
Yes!
Did you see that? He, and I think a lot of people don't realize this or don't remember that, he is the singing voice of Jack Skellington.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a little montage of songs from Nightmare Before Christmas, and he was destroying it.
He actually did the entire Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack on Broadway last year, and he had Billie Eilish do his Sally.
Wow.
It's
They
incredible.
could have done that at Coachella. She
Could
was
have,
there,
would
yeah.
have, but didn't.
I think
Did.
Billie Eilish is going to be an EGOT winner.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a big prediction.
I have both of her albums. Well, there's 3, but the 2 that matter. I'm sorry, Billy, that first one's weak.
Oh.
And I understand Ocean Eyes is on there, but you know the rest of the album's not as strong. But I was gonna say, if you want to buy yourself a nice dinner in 10 years, get her 2 albums on vinyl,
Oh.
keep them sealed,
Investment advice.
and someone is going to pay you kudos the same way that you would pay for Prince's sealed albums right now.
Okay, good recommendation.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Waterbeds.
Can you tell them why you're saying that?
If you like motion in
My
your
grandmother
ocean,
had one.
No, the bag of wine is laying on the table, and she's like splooshing it like a water bagger.
Well, that's what I said.
Right
That's
now.
what it feels like. But my grandmother had a waterbed.
everybody likes haptic feedback
Why are waterbeds not really a thing anymore?
because they spill.
Oh.
And if
Oh.
you have cats,
Well, what
they
was
pop.
that movie we watched where he was a waterbed salesman with Philip Seymour Hoffman's son?
Well, funny enough, it was Licorice Pizza. Yeah.
I still haven't seen that.
That has to be remedied.
It's good.
My Instagram account got fucking flooded because I'm Licorice Pizza. That's what I do each week because I
Yeah.
stole that from the California
Is that
record
really-
store.
Well, that's what the movie's named after.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but like legitimately, it used to be nerds tagging records for Licorice Pizza, and then 2 years now it's been Paul Thomas Anderson.
It was very good. I was surprised at how funny it was also. We talked
It's
about
Hain,
that.
right?
Huh?
It's Hain. The
Yeah,
lady from Hain.
one of them is like one of the main 2 leads, but the whole family is in it. So the other 2 sisters and their mom and dad
Yeah.
are characters in the movie. Yeah.
You know, if I get in a movie, I'm bringing everybody I know. Well, it's like in the contract. Like, no.
You're gonna become like Adam Sandler, just making movies with all his buddies.
Right? Like Grown Ups 2. It's a good movie. It's not. It's not. If you're listening to me, Theo, that was the worst advice you ever gave me.
I got look, even though those movies are terrible, I got mad respect for that because he's just like he's having fun, taking care of his friends, making sure they get a good paycheck.
I completely understand why that movie was made. I'm just offended it was.
No, the real sad thing about those grown-up movies is that he wanted to make them in the 90s, and Chris Farley was going to be in them.
Aww.
Yeah, he wanted to be his whole crew from Saturday Night Live, all the guys that hung out together all the time.
I love Chris Farley. Lunch Ladyland, at least once a month on
Yeah.
my TV.
There was an amazing song that Adam Sandler did on Saturday Night Live 2 or 3 years ago when he hosted that was all about Chris Farley. It was kind of like he, quote-unquote, got fired from Saturday Night Live, but that was kind of the final closure for that. It was this amazing song. I don't even want to talk more about it because it's kind of sad and hilarious at the
Let's
same
go
time.
to the creek.
The Crick? We're going to the Crick. So I think that is Sharla's way of wrapping up the episode. Did we have anything else?
Thanks for having me. I love being here.
Thank you for coming down. You're here because it was Charlotte's birthday, and we
I'm
threw a surprise
sorry
birthday
about my
party.
birthday.
You're
Why are
sorry.
you sorry
Why?
about your birthday?
I'm sorry I hit the bag too much.
Oh.
Oh, don't. I'm going to hit
Please.
the bag in honor. Y'all,
Wait,
this bag owes me money.
Oh! Hey, on that note, I think we're wrapping it
I
up.
think we need to thank Adrian and Blair for being on the episode.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
The end of that may
They
have
are
been
amazing.
The end of that may have been edited a little funny because our Zoom session screwed up. We talked to him on Instagram video a little after the fact.
Wait, can I say something?
Yes.
I need to thank everybody who sent me a birthday message.
Oh yeah,
Quite
a few did.
Chloe and Pondo especially.
Ron.
And Jordan and Ryan sent me a birthday message.
And Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
And Joe.
Yeah. Ron sent you something, remember?
Ron. Yeah.
Roo Shoot Ron.
And Roo Shoot Ron.
I think we'll have him on before too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and him are cooking up some plans for Bonner. I think we'll have more to say about that later.
Have a dose of Holgado.
Ooh. I'll have a double dose.
And then I got to thank everybody for coming to my party, like Mernaz and Eric and Ben.
Yeah. Taco.
And Lord
Russ came
Taco.
down. Yeah, he was down at the
Russ
house.
with the bus.
We had a great time with him.
And Otta and Amanda and JoJo.
Yes,
Came to my
absolutely.
party, yeah. And
Ben, if you can hear this, you're welcome for those 15 minutes of silence.
Oh my
a
gosh.
bunch of good Bonnaroo people.
Yes.
Good Bonnaroo people.
Good Topeka people. Good Bonnaroo people.
Good Bonnaroo people.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I do have one last thing before we wrap up. This is a tease for next week. We are going to have on one of the co-founders of Bonnaroo itself. Mr. Rick Farman from Superfly is going to be on next week. And I am recruiting Barry from the What Podcast to help me with the interview because he is a more knowledgeable man than I am with that kind of stuff. So I think.
Are you nervous about the interview?
Nervous? No.
I'm nervous. I gotta get Barry.
I just want to do this right. And Barry knows a lot more about a lot of these kind of things than I do. So he's going to help me out. Russ was able to help me connect with him. So very, very much looking forward to that. We just have to make sure that anything we do with Barry occurs before 9 p.m.
Shout out to Barry being an OG.
Yes, absolutely.
Barry's amazing. Can I just say Lord Taco is amazing?
Oh, I had a great time with him.
Russ is amazing. He came down for my birthday, and I just want to thank him.
Yes. We rode in the bus to Publix and back to get some.
Wait, I just got to thank Brooklyn for putting on my party.
Yes, thank you, Brooklyn. She's here somewhere. We'll find her later. That is it. Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you, everybody that sent Sharla a birthday message, everybody that came out. Thank you for listening. This is a long, rambling episode, but I like these sometimes. Stick around. Next week is going to be a fun one. We'll have Barry on to help us with that interview. Everybody, can you slap that one more time for me? Thank you. Get out there and radiate positivity.